Ambassador Raychelle Omamo is a distinguished Kenyan lawyer, diplomat, and public servant whose career has spanned law, diplomacy, defense, and foreign policy, marking her as one of the most influential women in Kenya's modern governance history. She is widely recognized for breaking gender barriers in institutions traditionally dominated by men, serving as cabinet secretary for both defense and foreign affairs, and representing Kenya at the highest levels of international diplomacy. Raychelle Omamo was born on July 6, 1962 in Bondo, Siaya County, then Central Nyanza, Kenya. From an early age, she stood out as an assertive, intelligent, and confident child. She was known for participating in activities often considered male-dominated at the time, an early reflection of the determination and resilience that would later define her career. Alongside this assertiveness, she was a regular church attendee, grounding her upbringing in discipline and community values. She pursued her higher education abroad, studying law at the University of Kent at Canterbury in the United Kingdom, where she graduated in 1982 with a Bachelor of Arts in Law. Her legal training laid the foundation for a career that would eventually place her at the intersection of law, politics, and international relations. Raychelle Omamo is the daughter of the late William Odongo Omamo, 1928-2010, a towering figure in Kenya's political and intellectual history. Her father was a prominent politician, scholar, and public servant, notable for being the first Kenyan to earn a PhD in agricultural economics. He served as a member of parliament for Bondo and Muhoroni and held several powerful ministerial portfolios under Presidents Jomo Kenyatta and Daniel Arap Moi. In line with traditional practices of his time, William Odongo Omamo had multiple wives and fathered a large family. Growing up in this politically active and intellectually rich environment exposed Raychelle Omamo early on to public service, governance, and leadership. She comes from a family of 16 children, a vast sibling network that spans different professional and social spheres. Among her siblings is Ruth Omamo, whose daughter Fiona Achola Ngobi later married Jomo Kenyatta, the eldest son of former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Despite her father's political legacy and the size of the family, Raychelle Omamo was the only one of the 16 children to follow his path into high-level national and international politics. Her formal education in Kenya included secondary schooling at Loreto Convent Musongati in Nairobi, one of the country's most prestigious girls' schools. After completing her undergraduate law degree in the UK, she returned to Kenya and earned a postgraduate diploma in legal practice from the Kenya School of Law in 1984, leading to her admission to the Kenyan bar in 1985. Decades later, in 2016, she expanded her academic portfolio by obtaining a postgraduate diploma in business administration from the University of Liverpool, reflecting her interest in leadership, management, and institutional governance. In recognition of her professional excellence and integrity, she was conferred the prestigious rank of Senior Counsel in 2012, an honor reserved for advocates of exceptional standing in Kenya. Omamo's legal career was both long and influential. She spent 17 years in private practice between 1985 and 2002, serving as managing partner at Omamo & Omamo Advocates, where she built a reputation as a formidable legal mind. Later, she joined Colson and Harney Advocates as senior counsel, serving there from 2010 to 2013. Her leadership within the legal profession reached a historic peak when she became the first female chairperson of the Law Society of Kenya, LSK, serving from 2001 to 2003, a landmark achievement that opened doors for women in Kenya's legal leadership. Beyond private practice, she contributed to critical national reform processes. She served as assisting counsel to the Ndungu Commission, which investigated illegal allocation of public land, and was part of the task force that established the Truth, Justice, and Reconciliation Commission in 2003, an institution central to Kenya's post-conflict accountability efforts. Her diplomatic career began with a historic appointment in 2003, when she became Kenya's first female ambassador to France, a position she held until 2009. During this period, she was also accredited to Spain, Portugal, Serbia, and the Holy See, and served as Kenya's permanent delegate to UNESCO from 2003 to 2006. Her tenure in Paris elevated Kenya's diplomatic profile and further cemented her reputation as a skilled international negotiator. In 2013, Raychelle Omamo entered the cabinet as Kenya's first female cabinet secretary for defense, another unprecedented milestone. She held this powerful and sensitive docket until 2020, overseeing the military during periods marked by regional insecurity, terrorism threats, and international peacekeeping commitments. In 2014, she briefly served as acting cabinet secretary for labor and social services, adding to her already broad ministerial portfolio. From 2020 to 2022, she transitioned to the role of cabinet secretary for foreign affairs, where she managed Kenya's global diplomatic engagements during the challenging period of the COVID-19 pandemic. After leaving the cabinet in 2022, Omamo remained active on the international stage. She was Kenya's candidate for the presidency of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, in 2022, though she did not secure the position. Between 2024 and 2026, she served as a member of the Advisory Council of the Munich Security Conference and sat on the board of AMREF Flying Doctors, continuing her influence in global policy and humanitarian circles. In 2024, she also launched the Power Panel podcast through her media company, Birdsong Africa Productions Limited, a platform dedicated to amplifying the voices of African women leaders. Despite her public prominence, Raychelle Omamo has maintained an intensely private personal life. As of 2026, there are no official public records documenting a spouse or partner. While she is often mistakenly described as being directly married into political dynasties, her link to the Kenyatta family is through her niece, Fiona Achola Ngobi. She is also connected by blood to the Odinga family, as her father was a cousin of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, making her a relative of Raila Odinga. Notwithstanding these powerful connections, she has consistently kept her domestic life shielded from public scrutiny. Her net worth has not been publicly disclosed as of 2026. Unlike cabinet secretaries vetted under later administrations, she was not required to publicly declare her assets when she served under President Uhuru Kenyatta. Her wealth is generally understood to stem from over 3 decades in legal practice, more than a decade in cabinet service, 6 years as an ambassador, inheritance from her father's extensive estates, and ongoing board and advisory roles. Raychelle Omamo's career has not been without controversy. Early in her tenure as Defense CS, she faced resistance from senior military officers uncomfortable with civilian female leadership. She was criticized for perceived aloofness, particularly after the El Ade attack in Somalia, and faced political attacks questioning her suitability for the role. During the 2017 general elections, she publicly denied opposition claims that the military was being used to influence electoral outcomes. As Foreign Affairs CS, she faced legal action from Miguna over alleged failure to facilitate his return to Kenya, and public criticism over Kenya's diplomatic response to the mistreatment of Kenyans in China during the COVID-19 pandemic. She has also endured personal and defamatory attacks from political adversaries, which she has largely refrained from engaging publicly. Her net worth and asset profile remains largely private, though it is linked to her family's extensive land holdings, including ancestral land in Utonga Bay, Bondo, large agricultural tracts in Tindiret, Nandi County, and other disputed family properties. She also owns and operates Birdsong Africa Productions Limited and holds significant professional capital from her years in top-tier legal practice. Overall, Ambassador Raychelle Omamo stands as a trailblazer in Kenyan public life, a woman whose career reflects both the possibilities and pressures of leadership at the highest levels. Her legacy is defined by resilience, institutional firsts, and an enduring commitment to law, diplomacy, and the advancement of women in leadership, even as she navigated intense scrutiny and controversy in the public arena.